What's going on, everybody? Stars 10P Aviation here, and welcome back to Seattle North for the November 2025 update. And oh boy, it's been a while since I've made a video for Seattle North, and I am excited to get back into it. And not too much is new, but we have a lot of new exciting routes and a bit more modeling grasses on the airport. So we're edging closer to final completion as well. I think these markings are new. I don't think you guys have seen the new road markings or the new ground markings yet either. I don't think I had those in September's update. Anyhow, what's more important is that I have a clean background compared to my previous videos. We have the boxes there and the small collection there because most of the models are there. Anyhow, let's get straight into today's update. Arriving here, we have this FedEx Express Cessna 208 Caravan. This aircraft is currently arriving in from Pasco today, and will be making the round out to Yakima, Washington as well after it unloads its cargo. Deloads isn't even a word. What's going on with me today? After it unloads its cargo, and it will load up more cargo for the flight down to Yakima. Speaking of Yakima, this aircraft just arrived in from Yakima, and will be making the round up the short hop over to Bellingham, Washington, and coming back from there. And moving on to the last Cessna Caravan here. This Cessna Caravan is heading out to Juniper Bay, Washington, which is one of my other model airports I run on the channel. I highly recommend you check out the videos. It's a smaller regional airport in southwest Washington. And on to the big birds here. We have this DHL 777 freighter. This little 777 is coming in today from Cleveland and will be making the round out to Honolulu afterwards. Cleveland and Honolulu, big DHL routes. DHL operates a lot more of the Asia stuff compared to FedEx and UPS from Seattle North, using their 777 freighters. And this aircraft is operated by Khalida as well. Coming in today from Louisville, we have this UPS Boeing 757 freighter. This aircraft is currently heading on the round out to Anchorage after it loads up this cargo. And about to push back here, we have this FedEx 757 freighter. This aircraft is heading out to Memphis, Tennessee. With cargo out of the way, we can move on to the passenger aircraft. Here we have this United Express CRJ-550 operated by SkyWest. Ignore the GoJet registration. This aircraft is currently on the round down to Juniper Bay, Washington, just like that FedEx aircraft. Juniper Bay will soon be on the E-175. However, it is still currently operated on this little CRJ right now. And it made a previous arrival in today from Eureka, California. And here we have another SkyWest CRJ-550 with United Express. This aircraft is currently on the round down to Pasco Tri-Cities Airport in southeastern Washington. Starting off the narrow bodies here at gate A5, we have this United 737-8 MAX in the United Together or Being United color scheme. This aircraft today is heading out to Ocean City in New Jersey. This is a fictional airport from Columbus Aviation, a good friend of mine and a great aviation YouTuber. Highly recommend you check him out. He makes some great content. And this aircraft is heading out to his fictional airport of Ocean City, New Jersey. The aircraft made a previous round in today from Reno Tahoe International Airport in Nevada. Coming in today from Colorado Springs, we have this United Boeing 737-700. I am trying to grow my United fleet, but right now we only have two of these 737s, an A321, and some wide bodies, plus the regional jets, of course. So I do want to grow the fleet, but anyhow, this United 737 came in from Colorado Springs and is heading out to Kingsville. This is, I don't know what state it's in, or if it's even in the U.S., but this is Bubbles Aviation's model airport. I am really trying to ramp up the fictional routes to other people's model airports, so if you have a model airport, feel free to comment down below, and I will try to send a plane out there on the next update. I also have a subscriber route Google form. I think it's in my channel description. Might be. I don't quite remember. So feel free to sign that out if you want to have a route or a plane visit my airport. On to the next gates. Starting the quad ground gate here at gate A, I think it's A8, we have this United Express CRJ 200 operated by SkyWest in the SkyWest House colors. This aircraft is currently on the round trip flight to Yakima, so it came in from Yakima and is heading back out there. The CRJ 200s aren't on that many routes from PNW, but the amount they are on is slowly increasing. So Yakima is one of those routes that the CRJ 200 is used on. It's a very short flight, so they do kind of use a smaller hopper aircraft on said flight. Coming in today from Bellingham, Washington, another very short flight on the CRJ. This CRJ 550, operated by SkyWest, is heading out to Idaho Falls in Idaho. And concluding off these gates, we have another SkyWest United Express CRJ 550. This aircraft is making the round down to Medford, Oregon. A larger aircraft is normally used on this route. However, Medford's larger aircraft depart at a different time of day, and this is just a different one of the frequencies that they have on the route. Here we have a United Airlines Airbus A321neo. It previously came in today from San Francisco this morning and is currently loading on some passengers for the flight out to San Diego in California. The A321neo is a growing presence in United's fleet and is getting added on more non-hub routes. You can see it going to places like Florida from Denver, but at Seattle North, it is currently being deployed to places like San Diego, San Francisco, just kind of close by large city airports. Moving on to gate A10, we have a United Airlines Boeing 767-300. This aircraft previously came in from Chicago O'Hare International Airport on a red-eye flight and is currently heading out to Newark International Airport on another very high-frequency, high-capacity inter-hub route. Pushing back from gate A12, we have this JetBlue Airbus A321neo in the, I believe it's a Midsummer's Dream livery. This aircraft is pushing back for the flight out to New York LaGuardia International Airport. JetBlue uses their A321 on this, again, high-frequency, high-demand route. They also have flights to JFK. However, American Airlines, of course, and Delta have some more, presence on that route. So anyhow, this aircraft is heading over to New York LaGuardia. Moving on to gate A13, we have this Frontier Airlines Airbus A319 in the old, I believe it's something the Manatee. I don't quite remember the name. Anyhow, this aircraft is currently headed on the quick hop down to Las Vegas, Nevada, and had previously arrived in from Denver, Colorado. Frontier is going to be amping up their services here when the low-cost exclusive terminal opens. That's where Frontier, Spirit, and Southwest will have all their operations, as well as Allegiant too. But for right now, it is coming into the A gates, which are the only gates that are actually open right now. So anyhow, this aircraft is heading out to Las Vegas. Parked over here, we arrive at our B concourse, and here at gate B1, we have this Icelandair 737 MAX 8. This aircraft is on the round trip to Reykjavik, Keflavik, or Reykjavik, Keflavik. Doesn't matter. Anyhow, Icelandair uses the 737 and 757 on this route, but I imagine the 75 will be replaced by the A321neo here pretty soon. And it is currently coming in, going out to Reykjavik, and came in from Reykjavik last night. Another aircraft that stayed overnight here, we have this Air China Airbus A350-900. Last night it came in from Beijing Capital International Airport, and today it is heading back out to Beijing Capital. Air China currently operates both Beijing and Shanghai service, but I imagine that Shanghai will soon be replaced by a different Chinese airline. What I find funny about China is how they have so many airlines that have long-haul service, just representing different parts of China. It's almost like each airline has its own stake in a portion of the country. It's kind of weird, but it is a pretty interesting concept, and it's nice to see all these different airlines with pretty unique liveries. So anyhow, this aircraft is heading out to Beijing. And here we have the flagship of United's fleet, the 777-300ER. This aircraft previously came in on the round to Tokyo Narita International Airport, and today is heading out to North Queensland International Airport, or NQX. This is the Singing Avgeeks Airport on YouTube. He makes some great aviation content, so if you're interested in Australian aviation, make sure to check him out. Make some great content. Anyhow, this aircraft is heading out to North Queensland International in Australia. Another Star Alliance 777 here. We have this All Nippon Airlines Boeing 777-200 in the Olympics 2020 special livery. I guess it's more of a sticker, but it doesn't really matter. Anyhow, this aircraft is currently loading on passengers and catering for the flight out to Tokyo Narita. ANA operates several routes here. They operate Osaka, Tokyo, and a seasonal Fukuoka route. However, Fukuoka and Osaka are not running right now because I do not have an ANA 787 in my collection. But when I do have one, you can bet your bottom dollar that that aircraft will be used on those routes. So anyhow, this aircraft is making the round trip this time to Tokyo Haneda International Airport. United serves Narita and Haneda, but ANA primarily operates that high-frequency Haneda route. Anyhow, this aircraft's heading out to Haneda, and let's move on to the next plane. Whew, it is getting tiring naming all these aircraft. Anyhow, on to the next plane here. We have this United Airlines Boeing 787-8. This aircraft is currently on the hop over to what I just mentioned, Osaka Kansai International Airport in Japan, and it will be heading this time out to Mexico City International Airport in Mexico. United operates the 787s on both of these routes because they're a bit lower demand than Tokyo and a bit lower demand than like Buenos Aires or Sao Paulo. So they are being used on the Dash 8. All right, on to the next plane. I'm sorry if you don't like Star Alliance, but here's another Star Alliance aircraft, this time a United 777-200 in the Star Alliance livery. This aircraft had previously arrived in from Paris Charles de Gaulle in France and is currently going to be making the turn out to Seoul Incheon International Airport in South Korea. Starting off the sea gates here, we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 767-400 in the special retro livery in the Ron Allen color scheme here. This aircraft is currently making the round down to Honolulu, Hawaii. It had previously arrived in today on a hop from also Honolulu, Hawaii. Because Hawaiian does not have a route to the airport yet, Delta is using these larger 767s, comparable in size to the A330-200, on the routes to Honolulu. Moving on to gate C3 here, we have this Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8. This aircraft is currently heading down to Portland, Oregon, after a previous flight in from Kailua Kona in Hawaii. Alaska operates a lot of routes like this, and those are two very popular routes to Portland and to Hawaii, especially now that the Thanksgiving holidays are coming up, and it is Thanksgiving break for a lot of people, a lot of families, so demand to Hawaii is definitely surging right now. And here we have this Delta Airlines Airbus A330-300. This aircraft previously arrived in on the hop from London Heathrow International Airport in England and will be heading out to Amsterdam Schiphol International Airport in the Netherlands. A very popular route for Delta. I'm surprised they aren't using their A330-900s or their A350s yet, but I'm sure those will be brought to PNW pretty soon when Delta gets this entire concourse to themselves. Loading on passengers and baggage here, we have this American Airlines Airbus A320. It's currently making the round trip down to Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport in Arizona. This aircraft is on a round trip, so it came in from Phoenix a little while ago and will be heading back out there. Moving on to gate I think this is C9 here. We have this Delta Airlines Boeing 737. It's the second time I've done that. 737-800. This aircraft is making the flight down to Salt Lake City in Utah today, and previously made the flight up to Anchorage in Alaska. Two pretty popular routes for Delta Airlines, so makes sense that they're using the 737 on those routes. All right, on to the next plane. Moving on here, we have this Delta Airlines Airbus A320. This aircraft is currently heading out to Tucson, Arizona, after a previous flight in from Fresno, California. Two A319, A320 routes that are served from Seattle North by Delta and United. They use the same type of aircraft here. So anyhow, Delta and United operate those flights with the A319 and A320, and this A320 is heading out to Tucson. All right, on to the next plane. We are almost done today's update. Moving on to the final gate of the sea gates, we have this Delta Connection CRJ-900. It is currently on the round-trip flight from Boise, Idaho. It arrived a couple minutes ago and is currently offloading some passengers and will be loading on more passengers for the flight back out there today. Starting us off here, we have this American Airlines CRJ-200 operated by Air Wisconsin in the Air Wisconsin House colors. This aircraft is currently making the round trip down to Reno, Nevada. A pretty competitive route, but American has decided they will not just operate hub flights, but also some flights to popular mid-sized cities in the area. So American Airlines has joined the club of regional jet operators here on the flight down to Reno, Nevada. And on to another plane here, we have this Alaska Airlines Embraer 175. This aircraft just arrived in today from Eugene, Oregon, and will be heading out to Missoula, Montana in a few more minutes. Very quick hops these smaller regional jets take. You can see these operating up to 10 departures a day at sometimes with the CRJ-200s on the high-frequency routes down to all sorts of small cities in the area. So it's nice to see these Embraers are up and running around here. On to the next. And here we have an essential air service flight, Contour Airlines. This aircraft is making the flight down to Klamath Falls, Oregon, on board the Embraer 145. Klamath Falls is the first of the EAS routes they've announced, but they've also started up a flight down to the lovely city of Pendleton, Oregon as well. That is the flight the aircraft previously arrived in on. Pushing back out of its gate here, we have this Alaska Airlines Embraer 175 in the Retro Horizon Air color scheme. This aircraft is currently pushing on the flight down to the lovely city of Redmond, Oregon, and previously arrived in today from Spokane in Washington. Pretty special aircraft here. We have a custom airline. I made this airline. It's called NW Air Connect. It serves the Pacific Northwest, and if you've watched the Growth and Change updates, you know all about this airline. Anyhow, this Saab 340 is making the flight down to the lovely city of Juniper Bay, Washington today, and previously arrived in from Grand Coulee Lakeside International Airport in East Washington. This is also a fictional airport, just like Juniper Bay, but that one is run by Columbus Aviation again. That's another one of his airports. He's not made updates for it yet, but I'm sure those will come fairly soon. So anyhow, nice to see a new airline here. Sad WestJet ended their Saab operations, but what will we do about it? I'm sure the Q400 will be coming here pretty soon. I accidentally skipped over this aircraft, so if you're seeing it in the place that it normally should be, just ignore it. Anyhow, we have an Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-900 in the UNCF Special livery. This aircraft is currently heading on the flight to Tulsa, Oklahoma today, after a previous round in from Lihue, Hawaii. Again, two popular routes. Tulsa is a brand new route to the airport. United and Alaska now serve the Tulsa frequencies. So it's nice to see Alaska Airlines adding some more routes from Seattle North. On to the next aircraft. This Orbis MD-10 is currently making the flight out to Chicago O'Hare. Has no future flight plans after that, but I'm assuming it will be doing some aid missions. No idea where, but it will be probably doing that. All right, on to the penultimate, or no, third to last aircraft of today's update. Here we have a British Airways Boeing 757-200. This aircraft is currently parked here undergoing some maintenance, and it will be transferred to a new airline pretty shortly. I can't tell you what that new airline is. I'll spoil a model that I'm going to be getting soon, but there it is. I'm getting the 757 pretty soon. Anyhow, this aircraft is parked here and has no future flight plans for quite some time. On to the last two aircraft. And here we have this World Atlantic McDonnell Douglas MD-83. This aircraft is making the charter flight to Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, and had previously arrived in from the lovely city of Fargo, North Dakota. I'm assuming sports or business charters. No idea why or who is chartering this aircraft here, but it is heading over to Hilton Head Island. And the final aircraft of today's update is this Alaska Airlines 737-900 in the UNCF livery once again. This aircraft is currently making the flight up to Anchorage, Alaska, and previously made a flight all the way down to San Diego, California. Again, two more popular routes for Alaska, and lots of new flights that Alaska is launching. Anyhow, that concludes today's update, so let me talk to you real quick, and the video will end after that. Hope you guys enjoyed today's Seattle North update. No, it's been a while since I've uploaded. I've had a very busy schedule, and I, well, broke my hand. That is a subject for another time. Anyhow, I finally set up the display again and made another video. So I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. A lot of new routes, a lot of new services here. Not too much progress with new models, but I'm sure that will change very soon. Although it is nice that I've kind of cleaned up this area. I'm sure maybe this winter I'll make another collection update showcasing that off. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did. And have a great rest of your day.